Okay, folks, looking at a typical exam style question from an OCR past paper. I believe this is from the old spec, so the old specification, but it's appropriate for higher and foundation. Looking at patterns and terms in a sequence. So looking specifically at linear sequences, or what we refer to as arithmetic sequences, okay, in A-level maths, okay. But this is obviously from a GCSE paper. Sorry, it's not A-level maths. Sorry. Question number 5A. The nth term of a sequence is given by the expression 5n plus 2. Write down the first three terms of the sequence. So I'm going to substitute in n equals 1, n equals 2, and n equals 3 to work out the first three terms of my linear sequence. Okay. I don't know, it's linear, guys. Well, because the expression, obviously, it's a power of 1 there, so it's n to the 1. Okay. But if it's in the form, an, okay, or actually, or plus and minus an plus and minus b. If it's in this format, then it's a linear sequence, okay, or even just an. So when n equals 1, 5 times 1 is 5 plus the 2 makes 7. Okay, put a little comma there. When n equals 2, 5 times 2 is 10 plus the 2 makes 12. Okay. When n is 3, 5 times 3 is 15, plus the 2 makes 17. Okay, and then if you're wondering, the next term would be 22, okay, then 27, then 32, okay, so on and so forth, okay, because it follows that pattern, okay, so it goes up in 5s each time, okay, hence why I've got this 5n at the front, okay, it follows the 5 times table, okay, the 5n times table. Part B, here are the first four terms of another sequence, 17, 14, 11, and 8. Find an expression for the nth term of the sequence. So step 1, I'm going to work out what we call the common difference. So how much it goes up or down by. So 17 to 14, I'm subtracting 3. From 14 to 11, I'm subtracting 3. From 11 to 8, I'm subtracting 3 or minus 3 or taking away 3. So the first part of my linear sequence here will be minus 3n. Okay, because it's following the minus 3 times table. Now here's the key. So when n equals 1, okay, minus 3 lots of 1 makes minus 3, but we want 17. So we're actually going to add 20. Because to go from minus 3 to 17, we add 20, okay? So, or think of it as, what's the number before the first term? Well, the opposite of doing minus 3 will be to add 3. So 17 plus 3 makes 20. So essentially, the 0th term is what I would call, actually, obviously it's not part of the sequence, is plus 20. And that is the constant term of my linear sequence. Okay, so it's minus 3n plus 20, or I can write it as 20 minus 3n. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So the 20 has come from, so the minus 3, okay, is the times table, so it's going down by 3 each time. Hence why it's a negative 3 or minus 3. I'll put the n next to it. When n equals 1, minus 3 times 1 makes minus 3 or negative 3. But we don't want negative 3. We want positive 20 for our first term. So from minus 3 to 20, from minus 3 to 17, we add 20. Or 20 minus 3, makes 17, okay, either way. But hopefully that makes sense, okay? And that's a typical, exam style question, and I'm almost certain this sort of question will come up on this year's exam, whether it's AQA, edXL, or OCR, okay? But for GCSE maths, so revise and go over finding the nth term of linear sequence, and substituting in values into an expression, and then lastly, recognizing if a number is in a sequence or not by equating that number to the expression and then solving for n. Remember that n is always the nth term, so n is your what term you're looking at here, so your like place value term. And the value of n has to always be a whole number, okay? Otherwise, if it's not a whole number, then that number does not lie in that sequence. But again, yeah, I'll do like a separate video for that. But yeah, I hope that makes sense from today's video, okay? Thanks for watching. Please consider liking, subscribing, sharing, and I'll see you inside the next video, okay? Happy weekend, okay? Happy Sunday. Bye for now.